we're told that P over Q is less than 1, and we're told that both P and Q are positive integers. Question is, which of the following must be greater than 1? So we could look at the answer choices, or I know one thing right away is that Q over P is going to be greater than 1. Meaning, because they're both positive, I can cross multiply, rewrite it as Q is greater than P, or Q over P is greater than 1. So that's one thing I know, but, well, I do see that it's in the answer choices. So that's one way to do this. The other would be to look at each of the answer choices. So let me examine all of them, because that might help you with other problems. Square root of P over Q. If P over Q is less than 1, well, radical is also going to be less than 1. B is P over Q square. So this would be P over Q times 1 over Q. Now this is already less than 1. We're dividing it by also a positive integer. The least it could be is Q is 1. In that case, it would still be less than 1, but it could be 2, 3, 4. So in that case, it would be even less. So B is out. C is P over 2Q. Again, it's half of P over Q, which we already know is less than 1. So half of that would also be less than 1. So that's out. And D is Q over P square. So that's Q over P, 1 over P. Now this we know is greater than 1, but we're dividing it by P. So here we actually don't know. We don't know, but let's see. Because they're saying must be. It could be greater than, but it doesn't have to be. And I think that's what makes this one tricky. So for example, let me think of an actual example. So P over Q is less than 1. So let's say it's 3/4. In that case, this would be 4/3, 1/3, 4/9. But if I said 3/8, actually, let's do it 3/10. Let's say this is P over Q, which is less than 1. Then this expression would be 10 over 9, which is now greater than 1. So the key thing with D is that it can be greater than 1, but the way the question is phrased, must be greater than 1 under all circumstances. So we have cases where it could be less than 1, but it doesn't have to. But they're looking for must be greater than 1. So that I think is the hardest one. The E now is clear. Q over P is really the reciprocal of P over Q, and that's less than 1. So that number would be greater than 1. So to recap, the answer is E.